Hello, my name is Jared Brown, and today I'd like to talk about an incident that happened to me in 2006. It was the first time that I ever went to Mexico. For the two and a half years prior to that, I'd been working for my uncle at his tile company in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'd been going to school at night. And so in that time, I was always busy either working or studying, and I never really got to have much fun. And in my childhood, I never had that much fun either. I never got to travel that much. So I decided to take a trip through the southern part and the southwestern part of the United States. I went to New Orleans and then all through Texas and a bunch of other places in the southwest. But one day I arrived in El Paso, and I decided to go over to Juarez because it was the first time that I would have ever been in Mexico. And I had heard some things on the news about things that were happening there with the drug war just starting, with the femicides, some violence and stuff like that. So I wanted to see what Juarez was like. And also, I wasn't old enough to drink in the United States. I was only 20 years old at the time. So I decided to cross so I could drink at some bars and just kind of have fun and see some things and do some things that I hadn't done before. So the first day that I went to Juarez, it was a really hot day. It was like late July. It's probably like 100-some degrees outside. But the night before, there had been a lot of rain, and one of the dams broke, and so all the streets were flooded and everything like that. And there were a lot of people sweeping water out of their stores, their shops, their hotels, businesses, and everything. So I just walked around and just kind of saw how things were, and then I went and ate some tacos in Mexico for the first time for lunch that day. And then later on in the afternoon, I decided to go to a bar. I went to a few bars actually. And I would drink like 1 or 2 beers at each one, just kind of listen to the music, talk to a few people, just kind of check things out. And I was just relaxing and enjoying myself. But towards the end of the day, I think it was around like 4:35, I went to one last bar called the Kentucky Club. It's a really famous bar in Juarez. It used to be that American celebrities and just Americans in general would cross the border and have a beer there because it was a well-known spot. So I drank a beer, maybe 2 there, I can't remember. And then I was going to head back to El Paso to have dinner and to take a shower and stuff like that. So I left the bar and I'm walking down the street, and there weren't that many people on the street, but it wasn't like empty. And so I was just keeping my eyes open like I always do, even if I'm traveling in New York or North Carolina or Florida. Just kind of, paying attention to what's going on around me. And I didn't see anything out of the ordinary, anything unusual. But out of nowhere, 4 or 5 guys just popped up. They pushed me up against the wall and said they were police and that I was drunk and that I wasn't supposed to be in Juarez. And I was going to go to jail for being intoxicated, and they were going to arrest me. And so one of the guys pulled out a gun, and he had it against my head, and he was asking me all these questions. I'm trying to answer them. At the time, I didn't speak very good Spanish, but I understood a pretty good bit. And so I was trying to have a conversation with him, trying to explain that I was just, there for the day. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't drunk. And everything like that. And so he just he kept yelling at me and like saying things to me about the things I just told you about. And so finally, like he got my wallet. He's going through. He says, "I need to see your ID." And he looked at my ID. I guess I couldn't turn around to see what he was doing. But finally, he put the wallet back in my pocket. He patted me on the back. In perfect English, he said, "Have a nice day," and they kind of pushed me away and then let me go. And so this happened right in front of the American bridge, right at the border. And at that time there weren't Mexican soldiers at the border, but now there are. And so in a lot of ways it's a little bit more safer, even though you hear on the news that it's more dangerous because more people are dying. For the American tourists right now it's safer. And so but at that time it was pretty much, you know, the guys with the guns, the bad guys with the guns, you know, they own the streets, they own the night, they own the day, everything. And so whatever they said, that was the rule. And so even though my first experience in Mexico wasn't a good one, you know, I had a gun to my head, they could have killed me. I've been back to Mexico about, I don't know, a few dozen times since. The way I see it is that I shouldn't let an incident like that keep me from enjoying all the good things about Mexico, seeing all the beautiful places, living the lifestyle that a tourist can enjoy in Mexico. And so my advice to anybody that travels in Mexico is just to keep your eyes open. It's a really good thing if you can speak Spanish, and it's really good if you're able to overcome tough situations, because if you spend enough time in Mexico, there's a good chance that something bad will happen to you. But it's worth it, because like in all my experience, like I wouldn't trade all my times in Mexico for anything, even though I've had some unenjoyable experiences there. And so if you would, please check out my blog, www.southoftheriogrande.com. Thank you.